Thornburgh.
Who, like Scott Davies, scored in Arsenal's 5-2 victory against West Brom last season. Matt Messias is the referee tonight. It's the leaders of the Premiership against the leaders of the First Division. And in West Brom, we have the only team from outside the Premiership still in this season's Carling Cup. Here's Ray Parlour. Now Lauren, who's missed the last 6 games through a combination of suspension and a knee injury. Ronnie Woolwork, who's former club of Manchester United, were the last team that West Brom beat in this competition. Arsenal have progressed so far thanks to a penalty shootout win against Rotherham. Some shootout it was as well, went to 9-8. And that fine 5-1 win over Wolves that really set tongues wagging about their young talent. Garso breaking with it. And the flag had stayed down there for Scott Dobie, and it was just as well for Arsenal that Graham Stack was alert and quickly off his line.
A few quizzical looks across that back line. Tagliafico certainly thought Dobie had drifted behind off.
From Sean Gregan. It's broken away from O'Connor and is retrieved by Kanu for Clichy. This is Edu. He's managed to reach David Bentley. Waltord was in the middle. Cleared by Volmer. Clichy. Here's Edu. Parlour. Bearing in mind the rivalry between the two Black Country clubs, I'm sure West Brom supporters will consider it an achievement if they do better than a 5-1 defeat, no matter what the reverse scoreline tonight.
Similar types of sides, aren't they, really? Wolves and Albion, although they're in different divisions now. Both quite physical, and they will present a test for this Arsenal side tonight, although there's plenty of experience. It's not quite the same situation as Manchester United had here when they had a very young back four. And Martin Keown in the ranks. They'll certainly be able to cope with anything the likes of Rob Hulse, I think, can throw at them.
David Bentley against Bernd Haas on the West Brom right. Here's Edu. Now Keown. And here's Lauren. This is Parlour. Now Kanu. Sylvain Wiltord. Clichy. Sylvain Wiltord has had a fairly free roll from the start. He's drifted in from the right already. Here's Edu. Parlour. Layoff was by Ali Adier. Garso has to try and get to that quickly. Concedes the first corner, does he? No, the goal kick's been given.
It just came off Ali Adier, but that in a nutshell is the striker's game. Beautiful first-time layoff, and he spun very quickly into the channel to receive the return. Always makes his centre-half think, never stops still for one moment.
Ali Adier has scored in each of the 2 previous rounds so far in this competition for Arsenal. Here's Hatz, who gave West Brom a cracking start with that fine volley against Manchester United. Hatz again. Support to his left from Clement if he opts to use it. But he's looked more positive. Just in the end, tries to take on one defender too many, and Tagliafico slid in and took it away from him. Wiltord at the other end is offside.
Well, the tackle had to be made here because it looked for a moment that Bernhardt had got the yard or so to let rip here. Just there, you think he's going to pull the trigger, allowing Tavlaridis to make a very good challenge.
The young Greek player, Tavlaridis, who had a little spell out on loan at Portsmouth last season. Offside flag up here against Rob Hulse, who had a great start to life with West Brom, 12 goals, although goals have dried up for him since the 2 in that epic match against West Ham, when West Brom were 3 down and still won it. Keogh. Lauren and Wiltord again caught offside.
And see Sylvain Wiltord, although he's starting on the right, more often than not, Carnu dropping deep as he so loves to do, get the ball into feet. And Wiltord will be closest to Ali Adier, making those runs in from the right-hand side. He's had a few problems at Arsenal this season, whether he's going to sign another contract or not.
Tavlaridis. Here's Clement. The first touch to take it away from Lauren, but great recovery from the Arsenal defender.
Yeah, it was. Neil Clement had got the momentum. His touch and his pace took him past line, but good recovery.
Neil Clement with West Brom's first corner. Parler underneath it.
These are the situations that West Brom will feel they've got most chance of breaking through. They were a real threat against Manchester United in the previous round. The delivery's right.
That one was met by Edu. Clearance by Keogh. Here's Edu. Challenged by Ray Parler. Even though Arsenal have experimented with their teams in this competition, they did reach the quarterfinals of it a couple of years ago, and they were beaten by Blackburn. They haven't been beaten by lower division opposition in it for 14 years. So there's still a great pride of performance, and they will not want to be the victims of another West Brom performance tonight. Sean Gregan. Dale Clichy with the throw. Here's Edu. Keogh. All broken up by Andy Johnson, only Hulse ahead of him. So it's a more patient build-up here in the form of Clement. And he just gets it away. Maybe just made his move across too early. Well, one back here, though, by Clement. O'Connor has got forward. Dobie trying to bring it under control. It's fallen here to Ronnie Woolwork. Well blocked. Tavlaridis got his body in the way. Now Parler. Ali Adier. Away by Gregan. Parler was looking for Bentley, but Wiltord took it on. Now Kalu. Sylvain Wiltord. Lauren. Away from Riadier, and Thomas Dartso's had an accomplished season so far at the back for West Brom.
Decent period of play by Arsenal. They've seen plenty of the ball in this opening 10 minutes, but it's in this midfield area where West Bromwich Albion have got the extra man in the middle, and where they've really got to hustle, and that's where the previous shot from distance came from. Andy Johnson leaping in to nick possession, him and James O'Connor. Lonnie Woolworth really got to do the stuff tonight.
Lauren. Away by Garza. Here's Edu. Lauren left with too much to do. Tonight is actually his League Cup debut, Lauren. Take out the defeat Arsenal suffered on penalties in the Community Shield. They haven't been beaten at all domestically this season. The only defeats they have suffered were in their disastrous start to the Champions League campaign, and they even managed to turn that around late on, despite those early losses to Inter and in Kiev. There's Haas. Now Clichy.
Big text for Ali Adier tonight, physically as much as anything. He's certainly got the ability to tackle the West Brom centre-halves, but he's not fully developed physically and lacking a few pounds in comparison to the likes of Sean Gregan.
Did have a little spell out last season with injury, Ali Adier, just at a time when he seemed to be breaking into the first team.
Well, that never helps when you're developing and trying to progress, get up the ladder. But it certainly helps that you've got the kind of talent that he has got. And could save Arsenal quite a few quid in the transfer market.
So push in the back of Scott Dobie then by Stathis Tavlaridis. West Brom certainly the sort of team that can benefit from these situations, especially if Clement's got his shooting boots on. Woolworth there offering advice as well. Clement. Oh, it got away, and Kanu helped his goalkeeper out then because he was first to the rebound.
Well, that's what you defenders are for, when the keeper can't grasp it first time. I was just looking at Kanu at the far post. He was picking up Thomas Gardson. I thought they were just going to lift it to that area and try and play on Kanu's defensive weaknesses, but he certainly showed some pluses there.
Throw-in was in towards Gregan. Keown deals with it for now. O'Connor tries to bring it down, and Kanu gets it away. Gregan. Well, the first real sign then of Arsenal being under pressure. Clement certainly found a way through to the right of the wall as he was looking at it. And the force of his attempt, just too much for Graham Stack to be able to hold on to. Johnson. Here's Woolworth. Dartso. Pass, and he's taken down by Bentley.
Didn't look much in that at all. Good refereeing.
Sean Gregan's free kick. And now was Kieran pulling back Dobie. That was the appeal. Holst gets in anyway. And a goal kick is given. The West Brom fans baying there that a penalty should have been given because Kieran seemed to have his arms all over Dobie.
Well, he did. Dobie's backing in and Martin's grabbed hold of him, taking a swing, missed it. Rob Hulse really got there first, and Graham Stack had to make the challenge, but you can see Martin had initially got hold. Dobie, you're doing a good job to unsettle the centre-half. Dangerous couple of moments for Arsenal, good, promising situations for West Brom.
Well, I think Kieran was fortunate then because the referee's position was behind him, so he probably couldn't see the arms around the waist. They were very definitely applied there by Kieran. O'Connor. Oh, Tablaridis. He did seem to be unarmed into the face of Dobie then, and then Tablaridis' own reaction was out of all proportion.
He's not doing himself any favours there. He's climbed over the top of Dobie, and yeah, I think it was a foul probably. Even if it wasn't, no need to react in this way. He's got up early. He obviously thinks Dobie's taking a dive there.
Well, there was definitely a hand of Tablaridis in the face of Dobie, and thankfully it ends in a handshake, but Tablaridis' own reaction to it was completely disproportionate to the incident itself.
Well, maybe just an indication that Arsenal have been rattled with that shot that Graham Stack couldn't hold, and then the incident a couple of minutes later.
Well, from the angle, will Clement be tempted to test the handling of the goalkeeper again? Away by Edu. Clement underneath it. O'Connor just loses out to Ali Adier. Here's Bentley. Gregan is there ahead of Ali Adier. Sean Gregan, who is part of a Preston team that lost League Cup and FA Cup ties against Arsenal. In the latter, in fact, they were 2-0 up. O'Connor. Now Haas, given away to Edu. This is Clichy. Edu again. Will work. O'Connor. Clichy got the ball. Blown for foul by Bentley on Gregan.
There's some real bites in the tackle when the ball's coming into the likes of David Bentley. Jeremy Aliadier, there's no quarter given. Straight away there's a challenge there, and it's popping off them at the moment. Can't get hold of it.
Tablaridis climbing all over Hull, so that's evidently something he has to work on. Constantly uses his opponent for that extra leverage, and it's costing him and his team dear tonight.
Well, giving away free kicks in this kind of area, that's manna from heaven for West Brom, because these are the kind of balls, just swing it into the danger area for the big men to try and get a connection with.
The third free kick already that West Brom have had in a decent position. Again, it's Clement. Went for goal, but this time the deflection off the wall carried it away from its target. Back by Weimer. Used Weimer, who came in during the summer from AZ67. Header out by Scott Dobie. Here's Tablaridis. He's already being painted as the villain by the home fans. Clement. Caught everybody by surprise. I'm sure that wasn't his intention. Hulse had made a near-post run.
No, I think he's just trying to whip this in. And I think Graham Stack, as surprised as anyone, then he's clipped off the upright. Good work from Clement. We know he can do that. Took a slight deflection, I thought, off Lauren.
Neil Clement, one of those who's really fighting to hold on to his place at the moment. Paul Robinson has been playing regularly in the league games, but because he's already played in this competition for Watford, he's not eligible to appear in it for West Brom. There's Tavlaridis. Now Keown. Here's Haas. Bentley just shoved O'Connor out of the way. Woolwork. Turn from Hulse. And away by Wiltor. This is Parler. Sylvain Wiltor. Clichy off the chest. This is Edu. Looking for Kanu. Wiltor, who'd earlier slipped. Now Johnson. Well, West Brom have in their ranks players who are quite capable of looking after themselves. But there's certainly been plenty of desire on the part of the Arsenal youngsters.
Well, I think West Brom will want to keep it at this kind of tempo, keep it lively and hungry in the tackle as they have been.
Challenged by Tavlaridis on this occasion. He's very involved, isn't he, so far?
Well, he's got a lot of qualities, Tavlaridis, but maybe his temperament isn't the strongest. And when things are going against, sometimes he can lose his head slightly.
Here's Woolwork. There's a suggestion that Tavlaridis could be off for at least a loan period at Lille in January. He's had a trial there recently. Here's Ali Adier. Away by Weimer. Now, can Doby get away? It's a real struggle with Tavlaridis, who gets there.
Well, I really thought the defender had fouled Doby there. He got caught wrong side. Quite surprised the referee's whistle didn't go.
Woolwork's cross is offside. Even though O'Connor gets it in the back of the net, it doesn't count. Arsene Wenger is fuming. He's not happy with the defending anyway.
Well, he shouldn't be, should he? Because that was well onside when the ball was kicked. O'Connor drifting in behind David Bentley, I think it was. Should have stood.
Johnson. Parler. Here's Bentley. Free kick conceded by James O'Connor.
Well, Arsenal will just want to get the foot on the ball and take the sting out of this match for the next 5 minutes.
Lauren. Didn't break kindly for Sylvain Wiltord. Kieran lets it run out. He was very lucky early on with this.
One of these situations where the attacker's backing in, trying to make a use of himself, and the defender's trying to hold his ground. Martin Keown certainly has got two arms round Doby. The fact Doby didn't go down probably helped Keown's cause.
Here's Clichy. Now Edu. Bentley. A bit short for Parler. Wasn't the best ball, but he dug it out there against Johnson. Now Keown. Spread too wide for David Bentley. He's just 19 years of age. Kanu. Here's Edu. Edu and Wiltord seem to leave it to each other then. Here's Lauren. Kanu! Yes! Free header the first time and straight onto the follow-up. And West Brom then really the makers of their own misfortune, because Woolwork had given it away in the first place and Holt was completely exposed when Kanu was left free.
Well, Arsenal are criticised for not getting enough headers, but they've got one here right out of the blue to put them in the lead. Work the ball wide into a good area. Good work by Edu initially. This is a decent ball, but it's that flick off the West Bromwich Albion defender that outwits the defenders. Certainly doesn't outwit Lauren, who reads it, gets onto it. Nobody follows him. Quick feet to follow up, though. Tucks it away quite simply. See the flick on there. Into Kanu's path. Thank you very much.
Kanu, the goal scorer, scoring as he did against Wolves in the last round. But Russell Holt was left completely unprotected then. Even when he made a good save from the first header, the defenders may not have got there, but didn't even seem to make a move towards Kanu to stop him following up. Gregan. Pass. He's away from Clichy. Oh, it's over Dobie's head. And Wiltord brings it clear. Kanu. Bentley rescues it. Here's Clement. Johnson. Gregan. O'Connor gets away. Neil Clement. This wouldn't break for Haas.
Well, they're going to be feeling disappointed, aren't they, Albion, after largely dominating the first 25 minutes. Suddenly they find themselves behind, but they shouldn't be too dejected. They've shown that this Arsenal side isn't indestructible. They can get chances against them. And you look at that James O'Connor disallowed goal for offside. Will that be the turning point in the match? Because he was certainly a yard on when the ball was played to the far post.
Well, they can't spend too long feeling sorry for themselves, otherwise they could be looking at a repeat scenario of Arsenal scoring the last round against Wolves. One thing Gary Megson has instilled into the team since he came here is a lot of character. They had to bounce back from a setback at the weekend when, having led Crewe, they found themselves 2-1 down, but snatched a point out of it. He still wasn't very happy with that. Certainly meant that they conceded ground at the top of the first division, where they hold only a 2-point lead now over Norwich. Here's Haas. Well defended by Clichy.
Well, I think that's something that West Bromwich Albion want to try and exploit. Bernd Haas's superiority in terms of his physical strength against young Gael Clichy. He beat him just a couple of minutes ago to get into a dangerous area to cross the ball.
Garzo. Clichy under the watchful eye of Rob Hulse.
And he needs David Bentley at the moment, Clichy, just to come back and sit in front, protect him a little bit. It's all coming down this right-hand side for Albion.
Pass with the throw, looking for Gregan or Hulse, who are both in there. Edu tries to get rid of it. It's Garzo who joins in. On by O'Connor. Hulse. Broken up by Edu just as he tried to line it up for Gregan. Wiltord. Bentley. Away by Weimer. This is Clement. O'Connor. Garzo. Bentley was tripped, was he? No free kick given. Haas allowed to go on here. Johnson! And they got in a real mix-up then, and Johnson goes down very theatrically from Keown's challenge, but nothing given again. And Gregan then took out a bit of his frustration on Bentley with a challenge which has won a free kick for Arsenal.
Well, there's a couple of incidents here where I thought the referee was going to blow his whistle, and it happened before this, but Martin Keown has certainly made contact with Andy Johnson as he's flown in to try and get hold of this ball. Tavlaridis makes the initial challenge, he's falls over, and, well, that's a penalty for me. But it was just before that, really, where I thought David Bentley should have had a free kick when he got his heels clipped down here on the line, and that's where it all came from.
And while all that was unfolding, Sylvain Wiltord was hobbling, and he still doesn't appear to be moving too cleverly at the moment, labouring somewhat. Here's Weimer. Martin Keown has now escaped 2 seemingly justified penalty appeals against him. Edu. Parler.
I think Albion can feel pretty hard done by with a couple of situations involving Martin Keown.
Here's Johnson. Now Haas. Here's Lauren. Now Sylvain Wiltord. Edu. Clearance by Neil Clement. One more Carling Cup action to come Wednesday, 7 o'clock, Sky Sports 2. We're bringing you Aston Villa against Chelsea, and the draw for the semi-finals will follow that match. At the moment, Arsenal poised to be in the last 4. And certainly the rub of the green has not been West Brom's. 2 contentious penalty appeals and a disallowed goal for offside that didn't appear to be offside. The latest clash with Tavlaridis involves Andy Johnson.
Well, Tavlaridis is having a torrid time at the moment. Gets done all hands up there by Johnson and sees that and decides to hold his cheek. Just needs to calm down a touch.
A bit of a tortuous night, really, so far for the Greek player Tavlaridis, and it's a yellow card for him just past the half-hour mark.
Well, this is where he needs Martin Keown alongside to use all his experience to lead him through this rocky patch, talking to him constantly.
Clement goes for goal again. Just skims wide.
Well, he fancies his chances from that kind of distance. Clement is a long way out, goes through the wall in the end. Stack's got it covered all the way, sees it from a pretty long way out, comfortable.
Neil Clement, who hasn't scored here since April, but look at that, 4 attempts, half of them on target.
Well, he's had the opportunity to get in those shots because Arsenal have conceded 3 kicks within shooting distance.
Of course, one of those attempts was a cross that turned into an attempt. Toes kick. There's Haas, pulled across by O'Connor. Johnson was aiming to get there. A fall here for Neil Clement. A disappointing cross by his standards, and he's only too aware of that.
Yeah, well, that gets Arsenal off the hook for a couple of minutes, because whenever those balls are played in with any kind of accuracy, there have been problems at the heart of Arsenal's defence.
Here's Bentley. Now Clichy. Bentley again. Headed by Gregan, who was just caught by Ali Adier. Hence the free kick. Eddie Johnson's movement now looks to be restricted by injury. Here's Keown. Now Parlour. Headed by Haas. Strange header too. It's gone straight to Kanu. Here's Bentley. Ran straight into the space occupied by Sean Gregan. Hulse. Clichy. Bentley. Sent clear by Haas. There's Tavlaridis. Crowd adding to his night of difficulties. Wiltord. Now Edu. Parlour. Here's Kanu. It's Bentley's cross.
It's a very congested area when Arsenal pick up the ball just inside West Brom's half, and I think there's a big onus on Kanu actually to drop off and receive the ball. That's a way forward, because the long balls into Ali Adier aren't coming off. Getting easily beaten in the air as you'd expect. Tough going for him so far, hasn't had the kind of service on which he thrives.
Here's Edu. Now Bentley. Tavlaridis.
He's got in no hurry to go and chase the ball when it's in these kind of areas. Two banks of 5 and 3. Solidly behind the ball. Needs some magic like that to get through.
Good stuff from Bentley, and here's Ali Adier. Now Kanu, the Arsenal goal scorer. Gets away from Lauren, and here's a break in play that is going to allow West Brom to make a substitution here. We saw Andy Johnson carrying an injury, and he's the man who's coming off, and they're bringing on a striker to replace him.
Well, that disrupts the shape slightly. I missed Andy Johnson. He was very effective in the middle. Maybe he picked up that knock going past Tavlaridis. Rob Hulse is going to drop back, I think. Well, Scott Dobie just looking over as well to ask his precise role. Maybe Gary Megson wants him to go.
Here's Edu. Bentley have got away. It's cleared by Garzo. And a clearance by Keown. It's Parlour. Now Kanu. This is Bentley. Yeah, made the leap, but couldn't get anywhere near it. Of course, couldn't get anywhere near the goal, unlike Kanu, who did.
No, I mean, that move we've just seen involved Kanu picking the ball into feet and getting it going. And this is the goal. Got the flick straight into his path. And once he got that initial header in, no defender could get close. They completely ball watched and let him drift into space. A simple goal.
Here's Lee Hughes getting his first touch. Now Hulse. Here's Clement. Ronnie Woolwork. Got a deflection on its way through. Hulse was almost there. Good goalkeeping from Stack. Woolwork, well, he was looking straight at Kanu and then gave the ball to him. Strange pass. It was a loss of possession by Woolwork in the first place that set up the Arsenal goal. Clichy conceded the free kick, which West Brom have got on with rapidly. It's Clement, Hulse. Away by Tavlaridis, then Parla. Now Edu. And this is Sylvain Wiltor. Here's Edu. Doby. Woolwork trying to play in Rob Hulse. Tavlaridis, though, is first to it.
Yeah, it's a really attacking formation that Gary Megson has set up now. Lee Hughes starting from a position out on the left and coming in to support Doby and Hulse.
Pass with the throw-in, looking for Gregan. Again, the... Oh! Tipped away, but again there seemed to be an arm around Gregan. I think it was Tavlaridis on this occasion who might have been responsible.
Well, he was. He's just wrestling with his man, and you know, you do that and you risk a penalty. It's a decent effort and a decent save from Stack had to be made.
It's Neil Clement with a free kick. Doby! Just got underneath the header. Hughes keeps it in. And the rights and wrongs of having Lee Hughes in their squad can be debated another day with his court case coming up in February. As a football manager, though, the decision for Gary Megson depends on the resources he has at his disposal. Of course, there is talk today of him trying to bring in 2 extra strikers in Jeff Horsfield and Darren Huckabee. Of those 2, only Huckabee would be eligible to play in this competition should West Brom progress. Hughes might be able to help them progress. He was the man who got the extra time winner at Newcastle. And this time they get a free kick and it's right on the edge of the area. It's Bentley who's conceded it for pulling back Ronnie Woolwork.
Well, didn't see that one, I must admit. Bentley's mystified by it. Really dangerous position now, 20 yards out. Neil Clement again will fancy this one. Great opportunity, minute or so before half-time for West Brom to claw themselves back into this game. Needs to get it on target. Make Graham Stack work.
He's very adept in these situations, Neil Clement.
Surprised he went for that. Thought he might have gone for power to the left-hand side of the wall and had the strikers following up.
Here's Edu. And Ali Adier. Just keeping the pressure up on Weimer. Now Lauren. Wiltord. Clement. Gregan. performer. We've had a hat-trick of penalty appeals for West Brom, all of them turned down. This was the last.
I don't think this was a penalty, but the fact that he's got his arm around Sean Gregan's neck, you know, the wrong referee with a whistle could easily point to the spot, and he sees that.
It's Kanu. Here's O'Connor. Dobie. Clement. Hughes here is onside. And Hulse came in, and it was a Tavlaridis tackle that stopped him going for goal.
Well, see Hughes, he's just drifted in between Gal Clichy and Tavlaridis, and it was the Greek defender that had to make the challenge in the end. But opening's a game for Albion.
Aliadier met the corner. Time board has now gone up. There'll be 2 added minutes. Here's O'Connor. Ronnie will work. Keown. So Tavlaridis finding Lauren. Ray Parlour. Edu just shielded it from Hughes. Edu again. Parlour. Lauren. Here's Clichy. Well, Arsenal lead at half-time, but thanks to the referee, they've had some fairly lucky breaks in the first half where penalty claims have dominated. 2, it seemed, had been conceded by Martin Keown, nothing given. Tavlaridis at the end also pulled back an opposing player in the box. Kanu's goal separates the 2 teams, but also in that first half, West Brom have had what seemed a perfectly good goal from James O'Connor, ruled out for offside. But it is Arsenal who lead at the break. West Brom 0, Arsenal 1.
Look a better side to you than the side that got promotion 2 seasons ago?
They're stronger, they look stronger. I think he's improved the side, and also some of those players, a lot of players are still there. They've actually improved from having the Premiership experience. But another blow for West Brom is losing Andy Johnson, because he does bring a lot of energy and drive from the midfield.
And missing Kumas shows tonight, doesn't it?
It shows, because he's the one that carries the ball, and you know, I think he'd be getting a lot of free kicks as well around the box. And that's where West Brom are going to have to try and capitalise, because Clements has had a couple of close calls on free kicks, and dead balls is probably where I think you'll see a West Brom goal coming from.
It's the second half then. Jimmy Hill apparently has just phoned us that he was watching a game in 1972 between Arsenal and Fulham, I think it was, and he was just there watching Fulham, and they asked him to be an official, and he said yes. You were there? Oh, I don't believe it.
I was a young apprentice at Arsenal, and he got some stick, did Jimmy?
Second half, again, second half will start, and here's Alan Smith and Rob Hawthorne.
Well, Jimmy Hill didn't ride to the rescue tonight. One Knight did, Barry Knight, the 4th official who's now promoted to assistant referee, and Dermot Gallagher, who surprisingly in the world of officialdom actually seems quite popular here tonight. He was almost afforded a royal reception as he walked around the pitch to take up his duties as 4th official, which permits the game to restart a little later than scheduled.
That's a good egg. Gallagher refereed my benefit game and didn't even charge a fee.
Did he book you?
Kind of lad he is. I wasn't long enough.
Well, thank heavens he didn't have a better offer to be somewhere else tonight.
Everyone's wondering which team he supports, I think.
Well, Matt Messiah's had a fairly eventful first half anyway. turning down some West Brom penalty appeals, ruling out a goal that on reflection seemed a perfectly good one from James O'Connor. More talking points among the officials at half-time, but now the action back on the pitch. You wonder what sort of effect the delay will have on the players. Arsenal quickly into their stride here with Kanu. And he's got one already, and he's forced the first save of the second half out of Russell Holt.
Beautiful done by Kuhnert to start off with. Nice link up with David Bentley. Good start.
Here's Edu. This is Kanu. Away by Haas. Arsene Wenger has only just returned to the touchline. The score there remains unchanged. As Clichy. On by Bentley to Ali Adier. Lee Hughes brought on as a first half substitute for the injured Andy Johnson. Tavlaridis, whose first half difficulties were compounded by his booking. The only player so far on a yellow card. Here's Clichy. No one going towards Clichy, which is a development that alarms the West Brom fans who are used to their team defending from the front.
Well, you can understand that. I think if West Brom are to get back into this game, they've got to keep playing at the tempo that they were and trying to impose their physical strength on this Arsenal side, and that's what created chances for them in the first half. Very unlucky not to have been granted a goal, certainly from O'Connor, and a couple of penalty appeals, but they've got to keep going.
Well, they are a physically robust team, West Brom, but the Arsenal youngsters and the more experienced players have shown that they're prepared to give as good as they get. Here's Edu. And here's the man who's come to the rescue and allowed the second half to get underway. Dermot Gallagher is now emerging from the tunnel to take his place as fourth official. He didn't expect an involvement like this tonight.
If he gets his match fee. I can't believe actually the referee's assistant was too badly injured not to stand on the touchline and carry out that fourth official role, but there you have it.
Here's Parler. Now Keogh. O'Connor. Back from Ronnie Woolwork. Here's Gardso. Sean Gregan. Now Weimer. And the flag has stayed down. It's Hulse who's got away. Rob Hulse! Saved by the goalkeeper's legs.
Well, it was an absolutely brilliant save. I'm not sure if this was Graham Stack's left arm or cannon off his legs, but it was Tavlaridis that allowed Rob Hulse, and in the end it was an arm by Stack, made himself big. It was Tavlaridis that allowed him to get him down the side. Really needed his keeper to come good, and he did.
Clement's corner. Well, the West Brom players were flying in there. Weimer was caught in the thick of it.
That's a good ball played into this near post area, and again Graham Stack had to come and try and deal with it. Didn't get too much on with it, and that ball could have gone anywhere, couldn't it? Good delivery into the near post. Arsenal haven't got too much height there to get a man in front and try and stop it. Getting that far in.
Well, Weimer has bounced back after his injury and attempting to steal a march on Graham Stack in getting to that corner. Here's Lauren. Sylvain Wiltor. Clearance by Gardso. Now Kanu. This is Parler. Edu. Laura. Kanu. Flagged up for offside against Bentley.
That was a tight one. Very tight. Kanu took his time. Slip it through.
I think Arsene Wenger's just asked for another change of linesman. They've run out.
Well, he can thank the linesman in the first half, can't he, for denying James O'Connor a goal.
Ali Adier. There's Haas. Away by Tavlaridis, not too convincingly though. This is Hulse. Good defending by Clichy. Hulse again. Got away from Haas, but this is O'Connor. Now Weimer. It's Clement's cross. It's beyond Hughes, but Keown keeps it away for a corner.
Needed the old head at the near post, make sure that didn't travel any further. Good defending from Martin Keown, but every time a long ball's played up the channels and up the sides of Arsenal's defence, it's causing problems time and time again.
Clement lines up the kick. And Messias just talking to Rob Hulse. Here's O'Connor, but short for Woolwork. And Lee Hughes, look at the space! Wonderful opportunity for Lee Hughes.
Well, how this ball got this far, I do not know. After the initial corner, Tavlaridis looked in the perfect position to clear it. As the ball's played into him, what's he doing? He completely misses it. He takes his eye off the ball and it trundles through to Lee Hughes, and he looks surprised. I think it did get a flick past Tavlaridis. Decent opportunity for Hughes. Drag his side back in.
Weimer. Clichy.
Look at the goal attempts, and that tells the story, doesn't it? Just converting those into goals for West Bromwich Albion.
You look at that and you wonder just how they can be trailing as they are at this stage.
He had a bit more time, I think, than he thought, Lee Hughes, when that ball eventually got to him and snatched at it.
Here's Sylvain Wiltord. Now Kanu. This is Ray Parler. Edu. On by Bentley. And Garzo tangling with Ali Adier, and did he lash out at him then? There's a very unpleasant exchange between the two. Ali Adier has drawn the referee's attention with his reaction when the two of them were grounded. They tangled with each other and both fell down. And then Ali Adier just appeared to kick out.
Well, it all came from Thomas Garzo trying to shepherd the ball out, and one of my pet hates for a defender, really. It's obstruction. He's not making any attempt to clear it, but Garzo ended up on top of Ali Adier. He took exception to it briefly. You can see he's trying to let it go out, and Ali Adier trying to do his best to stop it. He's got to be careful there, hasn't he? The young French striker.
Keown was fouled by Doby. Arsenal have the free kick. Kieran's free kick. Regan. This has given away a free kick for the way that he bears down on an opposing striker, this time Rob Holtz. Here's Woolwork. Haas looking to break away. Can he furnish anyone with a cross? Straight into the area where West Brom didn't want it. Kanu. Oh, Holt struggling, he's given it to Ali Adier! And what a costly error that is from Russell Holt. So untypical of the goalkeeper. Normally such a reliable figure, but surely now he's handed a semi-final place to Arsenal on a plate.
Well, I have to say this back pass by Thomas Gardso didn't do him too many favours, but Russell Holt decides to try and clear it first time, side-foot it back out to a defender. He's asking a little bit, forcing Holt to shift across to his right, but that's a horrendous attempted clearance, and Ali Adier gleefully snaps up the knockdowns. He couldn't believe that ball to come to him, I'm sure. But he'll take it. A real gift for Arsenal at a time when Albion really held hopes of getting back into this game.
And Ali Adier keeps up his record of having scored in every round of this competition. Scored in the 1-1 draw against Rotherham. He scored twice against Wolves, and he's made the most of Russell Holt's personal moment of horror then. This is Godson. Lee Hughes has gone out for the throw.
Well, it's fair play to the striker. They've been in a position to exploit the mistake. He was putting pressure on the keeper as the ball came back to him. That's what all good strikers do.
Woolwork. Neil Clement. Now Hughes. Gregan. Gregan's looking for Doby. Taken away by Bentley. Well, it's 6 years since Arsenal were last in the semi-finals of this competition when they were beaten over 2 legs by Chelsea. It's their only appearance in the last 4 of this competition under Arsene Wenger, but they're well on their way to that stage again now. Competition of which Wenger was dismissive when their rivals Tottenham reached the final a couple of years ago.
It's been a real smash and grab so far, hasn't it?
Well, they really have had to ride their luck, haven't they?
They look very unsure on the back foot whenever those high balls have been played in towards Tavlaridis in particular. They have created chances, West Brom. Had a bit of bad luck along the way. It's not over yet, though.
Well, every time now that the ball is flung in there, they're appealing for some sort of pull. Lawrence headed away. Hughes. Parler. Russell Holt has to shut that error out of his mind. He certainly wasn't done any favours by the back pass.
You can see Gardso was trying to put it across onto Holt's favoured right foot, and in so doing he made the keeper stretch a bit.
Pass. Sean Gregan. Weimer. Now Lauren. That's Clement. Tavlaridis. This is Kanu. Bowler keeps him at bay. And Clement keeps it in.
Well, from here you would expect the game to open up, to be quite a few gaps, and that should suit Arsenal.
Stack was outside his box. He couldn't pick up the header from Clichy.
Nice quick feet from the keeper. Saw it coming.
Clichy again. It's back from O'Connor. And then from Gardson. Sean Gregan. Now Wiltor. Parler. Now Wiltor. Hughes wins the free kick out of Lauren. And Matt Messias in discussions with Gary Megson.
He's not injured, is he?
Oh no.
Something wrong.
Oh no.
Pulled his calf.
Has anybody got Jimmy Hill's phone number?
Oh. I don't think I've seen this before.
Well, let's have a word from our reporter, Jeff Shreves.
Rob, I can tell you that while Matt Mathias is lying there prostrate, he just looked up to me and he mouthed the words, "I'll be okay." I hope he is, because Dermot Gallagher, the substitute fourth official, hasn't got any kit on underneath his outfit. He's actually wearing a suit and shoes, so we need Matt to get up and get on with it as quick as possible. But at the moment, he thinks he'll be okay.
Well, I hope he is, Jeff, because you're next in line to be fourth official.
This is great stuff, isn't it? That worried look on Dermot Gallagher's face, as if to say, please carry on. Is it cramp? Hasn't run about that much, has he? Oh, this is the goal that has put Arsenal in a very comfortable position now, and Thomas Gardso's back pass forcing Hart. I mean, he's needed to shift his feet, really, and it was a bad decision to try and slip the short ball out to his defender instead of just clearing his lines. He knows he's made a mistake. Doesn't make too many, Russell Holt. There's the grateful man.
Well, after a little bit of massage and a smile for the camera, he's back on. He's not the most popular figure anyway with some of the decisions he's taken here tonight. Matt Messias.
Can't believe he's got trainers on, Rob. It's quite a slippery surface. Rain.
Tavlaridis. Here's Edu. West Brom are going to make a change. Looks as though Phil Gilchrist's about to come on for them.
He's got to find a way of changing things and trying to get his team back into this game.
And they've still got 25 minutes to play. It's defender for a defender. Phil Gilchrist is coming on to take the place of Weimer, who's clearly carrying a knock.
Like for like. Gary Megson doesn't seem to be changing the formation. He is playing virtually three up front as it is, with Lee Hughes down here supporting as much as he can.
O'Connor. Here's Gilchrist. Now Clement. Holtz. Now Parlour. Clearance by Gilchrist. Allwork's header back. Now Gilchrist. Holtz. Clement. It's a good run from Neil Clement. O'Connor steaming in, but Edu had come out to close him down. Challenged well, but then loses out to Gregan, who brushes Parlour aside. Clement. Hughes.
Neil Clement got himself into such a great position. He ran and ran, wasn't challenged, got into the penalty area, onto his right foot, and if only he'd got a right foot, he would have had the perfect chance to shoot. And a very decent angle.
Tavlaridis. Well, there has been a nationwide league club in the last 4 of this competition in each of the last 10 years. We've actually got to finals in 3 of the last 6, but this could be the year that sequence ends. West Brom, the First Division's last hopes in the Carling Cup, have only a quarter of this game left to maintain their interest in this season's competition. O'Connor. Hughes in pursuit of Wiltord. Lauren. And well won by Clement. And he's got a corner out of Sylvain Wiltord.
He's taking unnecessary chances there, Wiltord. His defenders have let him know about that, because unnecessary corner given away.
Gregan and Gilchrist have come forward from the back as Clement delivers. Wiltord tries to clear. Edu does. And now Parlour aims to break for Arsenal. Kanu is further forward on the left, but it's Ali Adier here on the right. Bentley. Parlour. Wiltord. Edu.
Not many better teams than Arsenal about keeping it, just drawing the opposition out, making them work. Letting the time tick down. Still got a decent period to go, but
West Brom's frustration at that spell of possession is ended, and Clement, keen to get on with it from the throw, finds Holtz. Here's Neil Clement. It's beyond the reach of Doby. Haas following up. It's behind Doby and cleared by Lauren. It's got away from Ronnie Woolworth now. Here's Edu. Ray Parlour. Wiltord. Ali Adiem. Straight at the goalkeeper.
very good effort, because ball coming across your body, that's one of the hardest shots to get right, to time correctly, and his technique was spot on.
Here's Kanu, lovely touch. Ali Adier. Couldn't get his shot past Gilchrist in the end, and here's Clement to clear for West Brom. They look pretty much 6 of one and half a dozen of the other between Kieran and Holtz, but the decision goes in the West Brom striker's favour this time. Gregan. Doby. Tavlaridis. West Brom have a final substitution to make, and they are anxious to make it, so the throw-in will have to be retaken. Final change that Gary Megson's going to make is to take off James O'Connor and bring on here the Macedonian international Artem Sakiri. Sakiri, the man who famously scored that international goal direct from a corner against David Seaman at Southampton.
Was it a fluke? Was it a one-off? I wonder. Could do with one of those now. Albion.
It's Clichy. Tavlaridis. Also steered it back. And here's Sakiri. Cleared by Wilton. And he's offside. David Bentley. And we're going to have another substitution, and the lower their age, these Arsenal players, the higher their squad numbers. This is number 57, Cesc Fabregas, who's just 16 years of age. He became the club's youngest player in the third round of this competition against Rotherham, and their youngest ever scorer against Wolves in round 4. And he's coming on to take the place of the man who's got the second goal tonight, Ali Adier.
Yeah, it's been a good night for the French striker, and he learnt a lot from it. Good education for him. He scored a goal, but he's also learnt what it's all about, playing against physical centre-halves. You've got to stand up for yourself there, and it'll be a night he won't forget in a hurry.
And a good opportunity for Fabregas to expand his education. Here he is immediately on the ball. Player with whom Arsenal had a real fight with Barcelona to prize him away. Spanish under-17 international. It's Kanu. Edu. And back by Woolwork to Thomas Gardso, who took a bit of a risk but got away with it. Looking for Hughes. Covered by Tavlaridis. Gilchrist. Gardso. Here's Sakiri. He's pursued all the way down there by Lauren. Clement, who's hurled it in, met by Lauren. Woolwork, good ball back to Clement. Hughes bids to get there, and the goalkeeper was put under too much pressure by Hughes. Free kick given.
Well, be interesting to see that one again. Graham Stack has hardly put a foot wrong tonight, apart from that early shot. He's going to barge in the back just at the point of catching it from Lee Hughes. This is what it's about now for West Bromwich Albion, getting the ball into the box, getting onto the knockdowns, the second balls, trying to get something from them.
Edu. Bentley. By Sean Gregan.
Oh, good feet from Edu in a very tight space.
Well, the quarter-final action on Wednesday also comes from the West Midlands. We're bringing you Aston Villa against Chelsea live on Sky Sports 2. Join us from 7 o'clock. And don't forget that after that match, we'll have the draw for the semi-finals of this competition. Arsenal well on their way now to being in the last 4. Here's Kanu. Now Lauren. Fabregas. Parla. Edu. Blocked by Gardso. Steered through by Fabregas. Good ball as well to Kanu. It just shows too much of it to Neil Clement. This is Lauren. Edu. Lauren. Parla. Bentley. Here's Fabregas. Hughes. Now Sakiri. Hulse. It's Rob Hulse again. Clement's ball across. Got away from Woolwork. Cleared by Bentley. Clearance by Clichy.
Defending better now, Arsenal, and that second goal really has changed the whole complexion of this match. Arsenal all of a sudden are the dominant side, pulling the strings, dictating, getting a lot more room, of course, and they've got the players to make use of that.
Bent round by Lauren, but well met by Gardso. Can West Brom get a goal back? If they did, with this young team, you wonder just what sort of an effect it would have on their morale.
I wouldn't put it past West Brom and Gary Megson's sides give up until the very end and the grandstand finish if they can get one.
They were 3-0 down, of course, against West Ham in a match they still won.
Well, looking at Gary Megson down here on the touchline, I don't think he's over pleased with the way his team are trying to carve a path through this Arsenal side. A little bit of tempo's gone out of the game.
Here's Hulse. Clement. Gregan. Offside. Rob Hulse was the player who'd strayed into that territory. And Barry Knight was the man who raised the flag, the substitute assistant referee. Normally used to being the man in the middle. Here's Clement. Hulse. Clement. Sakiri's cross. Away by Parla. Now Kanu. Ronnie Woolwork. Strange ball from Woolwork.
They have to do better than that. Need to get it out wide to the wing backs, get those quality balls into the box that cause problems in the first hour.
West Brom have got less than 10 minutes to maintain their interest in this season's Carling Cup competition. There's Gilchrist. Now Edu. Bentley. Edu. Tavlaridis. Parla. Arsenal poised to make another change and introduce another of their young players, 20-year-old Jerome Thomas, who was asleep when he heard that Arsenal had got through the last round of this competition against Wolves, because at the time he was in Dubai with the England under-20s in the World Youth Championship. He's coming on now to take the place of David Bentley.
It's been a tough night for Bentley in that he's had to track up and down that left-hand flank and been pushed back by Burnt Haas. He's been doing more defending really than attacking in the way that he can, but another good night for him education-wise. Jerome Thomas, a very attacking player, loves to dribble with the ball, commit players.
That's Haas. Thomas. Immediately subjected to heavy tackling there, and the throw-in has found Doby. Haas has got it across well. Hughes was challenging from behind the goalkeeper.
He'd have enjoyed tonight. Graham Stack made a couple of vital saves at the right time.
His opposite number will not have enjoyed the evening. Russell Holt, partly culpable for Arsenal's second. Wiltord! Seemed then as if it was going to open up for a third for Arsenal.
Yeah, it was Jerome Thomas, his first touches, that did well up the left to feed the ball inside.
And many of these Arsenal youngsters are still young enough to be at school, so what's the near end of match report from Headmaster Smith on how they've done?
I think it's been a good night overall, mainly because they've gone on and won the game, but
Canu's offside.
it's been quite an education, I think, and they will take a lot out of it. They haven't always been able to show the level of ability that they have got. They've had to dig in and compete.
Hughes. Header out by Lauren. So how would you compare the youth talent that we've seen on display from Arsenal with the youth talent we saw from Manchester United here in the last round?
Got different types of players, haven't they? I think you've probably got a couple in this Arsenal side that are a little closer to first-team action than United have got. Of course, they've got Darren Fletcher, who's made quite a few appearances, but Ali Adier isn't too far off being able to challenge for a regular place, I think, for Arsenal up front. Gael Clichy, as I said at the start, Ashley Cole's suspension coming up. He could slot in there, no problem, I think.
Here's Ronnie Woolwork. And it's Scott Doby! Off the crossbar!
Oh, it's been one of those nights. Another great opportunity. Had all the time in the world to measure his volley and just didn't get it right. He would really expect to have hit the target with so much time and space to measure it up. Graham Stack right behind it, but didn't have to make the save. Another chance gone begging for Albion.
Doby, the hero of the fourth round, when he came on and within a minute scored the second and clinching goal against Manchester United. Here's Lauren. Now Clement. Stack comes out to meet Hughes and gets there. Edu. Now Clichy. It's Gardso. Tavlaridis. Gregan. Clement. Sakiri. Hughes! Oh! It's just not going to happen for West Brom tonight, is it?
Well, inches, wasn't it? Nothing wrong with the header. Worked himself a yard in the penalty area, climbed very well behind Tavlaridis, and he looks, he can't believe he's missed. Graham Stack was rooted to the spot. He couldn't get anywhere near this. Inches wide.
Well, even at 2-0 down, and in the last 10 minutes, West Brom have continued to test Arsenal.
It's been that little bit of quality up front, hasn't it, that they have lacked. Kanu had a chance, albeit a little bit closer than Lee Hughes's, and he took it. There's been a couple of mistakes, so I think Gary Megson will admit that.
On by Gregan.
That have allowed Arsenal to grab their 2 goals. Certainly Russell Holt was the glaring error, but Kanu totally unmarked for the opening goal.
Wiltord. Thomas. Garzo. This is Hughes. Set to launch one. Edu away. Fabregas. Here's Gilchrist. Oh, Edu stepped out of the way, and Tavlaridis a little surprised that it got as far as him. Keown away from Hulse. Edu under pressure. Flag was up for offside anyway.
A few decisions to make, hasn't he, this second half, Barry Knight?
Yes, quite a few offsides. Here's Thomas. Wiltord. Now Parler. Fabregas. And again. Sylvain Wiltord to Kanu. Here's Edu. And again.
During these last few minutes, Arsenal, when they do get the ball, playing with loads of confidence and freedom.
Here's Kanu. Wiltord. Here's Ray Parler. Kanu. Lauren. And this is Thomas. It's Garzo away.
It's been a reminder for West Bromwich Albion that if you don't take your chances against this quality of opposition, you are going to get punished. Yes, they've been unlucky in a couple of penalty decisions and the offside goal, but they've also had their fair share of chances, and they haven't shown enough ruthlessness in front of goal, enough quality, if you like. That's why they suffered in the Premiership last year.
There are 2 minutes of stoppage time that have been added on. Dermot Gallagher, who came here expecting a quiet night, only to be thrust into the limelight, holding up the board. Here's Hughes. Thomas. Gregan. Clichy had hoped to run it to safety, but in the end has given away a corner there. Dobie has played it against him.
Well, one of their final remaining chances to throw the bodies at this ball, get a head on it.
Here's Sakiri's corner. Can't do to the current Arsenal goalkeeper what he did to the former Arsenal goalkeeper. Cleared by Keown. Now Wiltor. Haas. It's another corner. It's off Lauren's head. Will there be one last chance for West Brom to at least have the consolation of a goal against Arsenal? Clement with a kick.
It's disappointing, isn't it? Two corners.
Sakiri's hit, and that had a fair amount of force behind it. Completely knocked Ray Parlour over.
Two corners, haven't found the spot. Haven't asked any questions at all of the Arsenal defenders.
Here's Haas. Dobie's cross. Lauren doesn't deal with it. This is Sakiri. Cleared only to Sean Gregan. Now Sakiri. Too close in the end. The cross to Graham Stack. He's played a minute more than was indicated already, the referee. Keown clears the cross. Pulse is in there, so too is Lee Hughes. And again, Hughes challenges. Doesn't come to anything initially, but they have got another corner out of it.
It's been one of those nights, isn't it? Gary Lewin down at the touchline questioning Dermot Gallagher. Been a few injuries, whether the referee's watch has stopped.
Sakiri's corner. Well, Pat Rice is showing his watch to the referee to indicate Arsenal's displeasure at the amount of time that's being added. Clement's far post delivery. And even with the benefit of this additional time, West Brom still can't manufacture a decent chance. Some sort of breakdown of communication between Matt Macias and Dermot Gallagher over the amount of added time. There's the final whistle now. And second string they may be, second best they refuse to be. Arsenal through to the last four of the Carling Cup. A goal in each half. Kanu in the first half. Ali Adier in the second. Its own representation of the decent balance tonight between youth and experience. Graham Stack made some decent stops to keep West Brom at bay, and it's unlucky West Brom whose Carling Cup adventure ends. They had a couple of decent penalty appeals in the first half turned down, and they were unlucky with a goal from O'Connor that was disallowed, that might not have been disallowed because he didn't appear to be offside. It was a horror error from Russell Holt that in the end saw the game move too far distant from rescuing for West Brom. A poor clearance from a back pass that presented Ali Adier with the opportunity that he gleefully took to get Arsenal into the last four of this competition for the first time since 6 years ago. Kanu and Ali Adier, the goal-scoring heroes. It will be an all-Premiership lineup in the last four of the Carling Cup this season. It's finished West Brom 0, Arsenal 2.